Hello today, YouTube. So I figured I'd do a little bit of an update video. I know my last video was a really short, like 1 minute long video about Ford Bronco. Thing is, I went back there about 3 days later to do the video on that, and it was gone. They just had their, I don't know, they had there, they moved it, or something weird happened. It was really bizarre. They won't get back probably till the end of this, end of August. So I figured I'd do a little update video, tell you guys what was going on about that for anybody who viewed that video. So that's what's going on with that. So as soon as that's there, I will definitely get to looking at that. So I just kind of tell you guys that I'm not gonna be riding the Rancher today, but the Yamaha, as you can see, my amazing paint job, aka tape. So I'm just gonna do a quick cold start on this thing, pull the choke. Hasn't been started in like 3 days, and it was like 40 degrees last night. Yeah, I love Ford strokes. So this is more gonna be more or less an update video of this bike. Yeah, it's the Yamaha. That's the numbers. Below there. This is the bike. So just really quick, how's this bike been? It's been about I don't even know, three years. Everything's great on it. The chain is held up. I oil it regularly. That's what this dirt is from, just from the oil. Yeah, it's a little dirty, but this back tire has seen better days. It's getting a little wore down. I don't do a lot of road riding with it, but I have road on the road, you know, so it's getting a little eaten away. This tire is gonna have to get replaced within the next year or so. This front tire isn't as bad, but it's not as bad. Yes, say hello, King. But you'll notice, I don't know if you can tell with the sunlight, see that? It's flat. The thing is completely flat. This valve stem does not tighten down anymore. It's all stripped out, so I'm getting a new one tomorrow. I really am refusing to replace this tire right now because I just don't have the money for it at the moment. These tires are nowhere near as bad as them. I mean, these tires are bald as bald can be for a four-wheeler, but that's beside the point. So far, besides this tire, besides that valve stem, which mostly comes from me jumping it a lot, besides that, the thing's been great. I've only replaced the battery on it. I cleaned the spark plug. I've done oil on it, and the only other things that I know it's going to need are this brake lever is broken off, so it's only about half a brake lever. So when I'm riding, all I got are my 2 fingers, really. And let me just say, I've had some pretty sketchy times. I did replace a clutch lever at one point after I dumped the bike when I first got it and broke it, but besides that, yeah, so really all I've really done to this bike is a clutch lever, as you can see, oil. That's about all it's ever really needed. Oh, and the battery did die. I did replace the battery, which is down in here, and I've got this all bolted down so you can't really see it. I mean, you can kind of see back above this blue. That's where the battery sits, is right back in there. Or no, that's the airbox. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just got home from work, so I'm sorry. Now the battery is over here. That I can actually, the battery is right there. I'm sorry, guys. It's just one of those days. You know, I've had this bike all these years. You'd think I would know. But yeah, so I did clean the airbox, which is in there. That's the airbox we were looking at. This is the fuel shutoff switch and reserve fuel. And it used to have like a little knob that went on there that made it easier to turn. That did break off from just gasking on it and rotting away, so I just have to use pliers. But you know, I always got pliers. The shifter, transmission, everything, knock on wood's been pretty good. Never had a problem with it. The exhaust has been pretty good. Never had a problem with that. Just wish it was a little louder, but I have taken the exhaust off at this flange right here. And that at that point, it's essentially straight piped. I mean, not exactly, because it comes right out of there, right out of the front, comes out, and then it's right there. So you take away this whole chamber here and the muffler system, and it makes it ear-piercingly loud, and my neighbors were not happy. So that had to stop, sadly. But really, this bike has been amazing. I cannot have bought a better thing. This, up until now, this has been one of the best investments I have ever made. And again, this is a 2003 Yamaha TTR225. I did not mention that in the beginning of the video. And that's a 2002 Honda Rancher 350, but that's not the focus of today's video. So the only other things that I really want to do to it is over the course of the summer, since I've gotten a new job, I'm getting money in the bank, is just do some touch up, paint this, get new decals for this thing. That's a big one, getting the decals done. And I wouldn't mind taking it to a shop and having them redo all this at one point, because it's not terrible. It works. It's good. I know you can't really tell in the video. It works good, but you can tell they've seen better days. It's old. It's a 2003. The rear shock, that's the magic. That's real good. I'm surprised how good that is. On this rear shock, there's those little clickers. I know you can't really, there it is. Those little clickers, one at the top, I tightened that down a couple notches and just made it a million times better. At one point, after I don't know, because I talked to a place in Yamaha, they said it'd be about $150 for them to just go through the bike and check everything and tighten down every bolt and everything. I mean, I've done all that myself. The only things I really want them to do to this bike, for say, if I take it in, is the front shocks, the forks. Definitely do that. Do the brake pads, and change the oil probably. Just have them do that. Put an oil filter on it if I bring it in. You know, if it's gonna be there all right. And put a new chain guard on, a chain tensioner. But that's all stuff that's not really mandatory right now, that I've done myself for the most part. But yeah, so this is just a little update on this bike. It's been amazing, and I could not have been happier with it. And to all the people who have asked in previous videos, this is a good investment. Some people have said they've seen good reviews. Some people said they've seen bad reviews. Some people said, you know, I've never owned a bike. Would this be a good beginner's bike? I'm taking it trail riding often. I don't ride around. I only ride around the house. I've said before in our videos, I'm not going to get into huge detail because this is already going to be an 8-minute video. It's an amazing bike. This bike is amazing for me. I'm not a small guy. I'm about 5'8", I think, is my height. And you know, I'm not super tall, but I'm not short, and I'm a little over 200 pounds, and this bike gets right up and goes. It wheelies well through second gear. If you're good at yanking up on the handlebars, it will wheelie in third gear, especially if you're lighter. It's good at that. I mean, the carburetor is good. It's got good throttle response, and you can see right here, I don't know if the camera will focus or not, you can see how worn down it's gotten. That's just from me riding this thing so darn much. Sorry, but not this one per se, because this is more of my just hang on. But this one, I mean, I'm riding this thing constantly throughout the summer. I mean, given day, if I have 3 days off, I'll ride this thing those 3 days off, probably like at least 4 hours out of each day. So I mean, this thing gets used a lot, and it is a very well solid built bike. And I loved Yamaha from when I was little, and I still do. So if I could recommend this bike to somebody asked me, by all means, buy one. If you have one that's a good price, buy one. Now, I got this one, I think, for $350, something around there. It's been a long time. I've seen these things go for like $1,000. I mean, somebody said like, oh yeah, I was gonna buy it for $1,000. Another person said the guy wanted like $4,000. I'm like, oh my god! But even if it's in mint condition, it's not worth that. If you can get this bike from anywhere between 500, being like realistic, 500 up to maybe 850, 900, That's kind of the sweet spot. I just got lucky with a good deal because the guy thought it didn't run right, and it did. It's great on gas too. It's a 4-stroke. 4-strokes are amazing, in my opinion. And yeah, so if you can get one from anywhere from 5 to 800, somewhere around that range, and you can get them cheaper, like I did, like 350, but you want to be sure you go through the whole bike. It's probably gonna have problems if it's that cheap. I just got lucky. So do I recommend this bike? 100%, and I would definitely go through with this purchase again. Even though at the time I was absolutely broke and I had no money to put gas in it or anything, I was still very happy with the bike. Because after I bought this thing, I was dead broke. But, you know, so, yeah, that's just a little update, and I hope you all enjoy it, and I hope you have a great day, because I know after I fill this tire up with air, I'm about to have